What's the funniest rejection line you've ever heard? I was standing in line at the grocery store when the guy behind me tapped my shoulder and said I had the most beautiful eyes he'd ever seen. And before I could even process what was happening, I turned around and accidentally sneezed directly in his face. Then watched him wipe his face and say, "You know what? I think the universe is telling me this, ain't it?" before switching to a different checkout line. The whole disaster started because I had been fighting off a cold all week. Doing that thing where you convince yourself you're fine even though you're definitely not fine, and I kept sniffling and rubbing my nose while putting groceries on the conveyor belt. I had already gone through like half a pack of tissues that day, shoving crumpled ones into my jacket pockets and trying to breathe through my mouth so I wouldn't sound completely congested. And honestly, I probably should have just stayed home, but I really needed food because my fridge was literally empty except for some old takeout containers and a bottle of ketchup. The guy had seemed really nervous when he first spoke to me, doing that awkward shuffle thing people do when they're working up courage, and I remember feeling that little flutter in my stomach because he was actually pretty cute with his nice smile and vintage band shirt. I started to turn around to thank him or maybe say something flirty back, opening my mouth to speak. But then I felt that familiar tickle in my nose that always means a sneeze is coming, and there was absolutely nothing I could do to stop it. The sneeze came out like an explosion, one of those really wet ones that you can't control, and time seemed to move in slow motion as I watched the horror register on his face. He stood there for a moment wiping his cheek with his sleeve, and I tried to apologize but another sneeze was already building up, so I just grabbed my bags and basically ran out of that store as fast as I could while he called out, "Feel better, I guess." Teaching me that sometimes the universe has the worst timing, but at least it makes for a funny story later.